Assalamualaikum everyone. So here I am back with another video on how about the embroidery file from my classwork during my fashion designing. A few of them asked me about the stitches, that name of the stitches that they wanted to know. So here the first one is, this is called double running stitch. It's just a running stitch that goes around the design, because it's like, two different colors of thread that is used in here to do this running stitch. The second one on my file is running outline. So it's only the outline using running stitch. The design is completely done with a running outline. The same way the first one is done using the same method, but then we have gone over using a second color on the spaces that you can see over here. These are the spaces that are covered with a second color. That is why it is called double running stitch. So over to the next, we have herringbone. This is the herringbone stitch. So as it is in the cover, you're not able to see it clearly, but I hope I'm managing to show you properly. So then we have the close herringbone. This is the close herringbone, and this is one of my favorite design from the entire book. And then we have the back stitch. So this is the back stitch, you can see. And then we have another kind of a design using the same back stitch. This is mostly used on the Lucknowi suits. You have seen those Lucknowi suits. They're hand stitched using the back stitch, and sometimes with a different stitch. So then we have open blanket stitch. Okay, it's usually used to cover the openings of your dresses or the blankets. That's why it is open blanket stitch. This is in opposite way, actually, the open blanket. Then we have a closed blanket. This is the proper stitch that we usually do it on covering the blankets, the edge of the blankets. And then we can also create a design using the same stitches, if you know this. So this is a kind of an embroidery. That is where embroidery is. So then we have stem stitch. This is a stem stitch. It's more like a crisscross pattern, but then it is only stitched in a way wherein stitch comes again back and forth from the same and towards the other end. So stem stitch, this is stem stitch, and this is lazy daisy. So this pattern is actually lazy daisy, and this is a stem stitch. So over to the next, we have double herringbone stitch. So the same way, the first one was a herringbone, and this is the double herringbone. Because of the color, it is not clearly visible, I guess. Can you see that? So then we have lazy daisy with fur stitch. It's a fawn stitch. We have this line going in here. This is lazy daisy, and the other two, left and the right stems, are called as a fawn stitch. So then we have chain stitch. Chain stitch is very similar to lazy daisy, but then it is closely knit and filled. It can be used to fill the entire pattern, the design pattern. So this is what it is, you can see. And then we have chain outline. Chain stitch, a same chain stitch used as an outline to cover up, enhance out the design, I can say. So this is the chain stitch. So the next one we have is fawn stitch. So you can see the fawn stitch. It's more like a stem structure, and the flowers and the stem, everything is most spiky. Next we have fly stitch. This is the spy stitch. So it's more like webbing around in a stem way. And then we have trials. Yeah, this is called a trial stitch. It's more of a crisscross pattern wherein you have stitched long strings in an alternate opposite directions, and then you just have to add on these cross stitches, which will bring out the whole entire design. Then we have V-stitch pattern. So these are flowers made using V-stitch pattern, you can see here. So it's a V-stitch, nothing but a V-stitch, and the leaves are also done using the V-stitch. So over to the next, we have magic chain. So this magic chain is actually done using two different threads on a same needle. So one thread and the other thread, the two different colors, are used alternatively while stitching. So that is where the magic chain happens, magic stitch happens. So now we have this open chain stitch. This is an open chain stitch, and this is used basically to give an entire outline of the design as well as the filling at the same time. So it's more of a caterpillar kind of the look you can see here. So then we have slant satin. Satin stitch is the mostly used stitch in embroidery. Here this is like a slant way of stitching satin stitch, you can see. Then we have straight satin stitch. So there are multiple ways of stitching satin stitch. It's a little shiny over here. Okay, I think you can see it clearly. So this is the satin stitch, straight stitch. And then we have Romanian stitch, and this is another stitch which is very quite famous, and I like the second one that I like the best is the Romanian stitch. So it's more of a fern structure, the bony structure, the center, and the satin at the both sides. Then we have padded satin. It's nothing but a satin stitch, but then you use a layer inside to emboss the satin over here, satin stitch over here. And then we have eyelet stitch. Eyelet stitch can be used to add on mirrors and also to for the buttons, and if you are using buttons, this is good. Eyelet stitch is good, and also this structure of design is mostly used to give an air, the flowy air pattern to the fabric. I'm not getting the right point over here, but it's more about adding what do you say, a free flow effect on a thicker garments, or also used as a design. This is buttonhole stitch. Again, this is mostly used for adding mirror work on the designs, but then it is only used without using done without using buttons over here. So as you can see, this is the mirror stitch, sorry, buttonhole stitch. Then yes, we have button knot. This is a button knot, where usually button knot is used to make leaves and roses and petals, and it gives a bushy beautiful effect, design effect. You can see this, if you can see properly. It's a little glary because the file is inserted into the sheets. And then we have loop stitch. Loop stitch, this is the loop. The stitch is actually started from the outline and it's just looped around till the center end. And then we have this French knot. French knot, I know it's very famous, and most of the zargars or the karigars use this stitch to enhance the the embroidery pattern. So this is the double knot, one of the beautiful design I have in my file that I like. So this is the French knot. So then I have here is a sheaf stitch. It's more of a satin stitch which is tied at the center. You can see that. And then we have carding. Carding is nothing but outlining created by using a thread inside. Above what is done is above the thread you use a satin stitch to cover the whole area, whole thread that is used inside. It gives a very beautiful embossed effect overall. This is the bead stitch. The beads are lost its color, but then it is mostly a beads. Embroidery, you use multiple kind of sequences. Out of those sequences, this is one of the sequence, that is beads. And then we have another one is the tube bead over here, another tube bead thing. Now you can see it properly here. Then we have the flat sequences. These are the plastic sequences called chumki. And then we have lace running stitch. So this is simple, wherein you put a running stitch, a basting kind of a running stitch, and then you run around a thread within these stitches. So it creates a lacy effect. So then we have needle point. So this stitch is actually done in a very precise way. I think I will show it to you sometimes, inshallah, not now. Yes, Kutch work. Kutch work is very famous, and it is taken from the Kutch itself. And these are very famous handicraft, design, wherein people do it on saris and dupattas and so on. It's nice in its look, and center can be converted into adding some sequences over here. Mirror looks very good. Then yes, webbed web. This is a web stitch, nothing but a web stitch. Can you see that? Okay, so the same thing, the web stitch is inverted. So this is a spider web, a webbed inverted ways. Yes, finally the most thing that I have been talking about is the mirror stitch. This is what the mirror stitch is. Mirror work using a loop stitch. And then we have lazy daisy with beads. Can you see that? Lazy daisy with beads. So then single cross stitch. Cross stitch and single cross stitch, or the double cross stitch, are done on mati cloth. Mati cloth is a kind of a fabric that is available in the market, and it gives you a precise points wherein you can start and end your design. And also if you follow the cross the patterns, it's more like a guideline. It is more like a graph sheet for you. The cloth itself acts like a graph sheets for you, and over which you can do multiple designs using the points and on the fabric itself. So this is like single cross, and this is like double cross. And yeah, the second here is the cut work. So the cut work is nothing but wherein you have done a cut work and you do an embroidery surrounding the cutting where the design is. And in a similar way you have applique work. Applique work is a piece of cut design that will be added above the fabric in this way, and then the embroidery is done. Then we have satin stitch. Using satin lace work. Sorry, this is a satin lace work. And then we have cotton lace work. So you can also use multiple types of laces to do your design. And then yes, this one, a shadow work. Again, you see this shadow work on Lucknowi suits and lots of saris. And then you have seed stitch. This cowrie work, they use seed stitch to do finish the cowrie work. This is very famous stitch for quilting as well. Then we have knotted blanket stitch, and then feather stitch. Feather stitch is one of the beautiful stitch again. Then we have needle weaving. It's the center of needle is weaved. The stitch is done using a needle in between the satin stitches. So this is the lazy daisy done, the similar thing with using the woolen. Yes, that's it for